Hey guys, how's it going? Today is Saturday, April 12th, 2025. Hasn't been too much going on around here lately, so I haven't been doing any filming. I bought a Volkswagen TDI. Was doing some work on it for the past couple weeks. Didn't do any filming of that, but that's what I've been up to lately. It's been getting a bunch of rain here. Things are just too wet to be doing any field work or anything of that sort. My pap did some chisel plowing a couple weeks ago, but that was about it. Today, I'm actually working on this 642B Bobcat. This is the one that we normally have in the barn and we scrape manure with. This here tilt cylinder, the seal blew out on it and it was leaking oil. So we put the backup, the old reliable 720 on the scraper. It's still in there. I figured while we have this skid loader out and that one's on the scraper, I want to get this new valve cover gasket put on because it does leak oil. I got it tore off. Got the new gasket here for it. We've had it, I just never really got to put it on. All there is two lines you got to take off and then two bolts to hold it on there, and the back bolt wasn't even tight. And the seal wasn't even in the right place, so that was why it was leaking. So I gotta get things cleaned up here, put that seal on, and then I would like to, as much as I don't want to, I would like to spray this out in here. Gotta watch I don't get this stuff wet, because you get that wet it won't run the distributor and whatnot. The only way of getting it cleaned out right would be to use some good soap and some hot water. Cut all that grease off the block there. I don't like how dirty it is being in there in the barn like that. It's just a fire hazard, all that oil and stuff. I was using some degreaser this morning, some gunk degreaser. Cleaned a bunch of it off actually. I gotta get this here valve cover cleaned up here. We'll put that back together and see if we can get this thing cleaned up. Got her back in here. I just gotta clean up for these here bolts. Gotta clean them up. So there's things that seal here on top that sit down in there, and then should be good to go. These lines back up, tighten them down, and I hope that the seal draws out and it doesn't leak. Got the engine bay all cleaned out here on this thing. Looks pretty good. Probably hasn't been cleaned out that good for, I don't know, possibly since the skid loader was new. But it's cleaned up now. Should be in good shape. As long as this here doesn't leak oil, should be alright. But discovered the water pumps out on it. Whenever we had it running, the belt was thrown antifreeze up here on the shield. Water pumps right down in here, and it was running out there and following the belt up around and flinging it. So we'll get it pulled back in the shop here again and get a water pump ordered for it. This is now Friday here. It's actually a Good Friday. Had the day off school. This morning we put some heifers out on pasture, and got a lot more cattle to move out on pasture here to come, but that's just a start. It's still a little early yet. I'm gonna make sure the grass is got plenty of growth to it before we turn them out,
because if you turn them out too early, then the grass won't have a chance to keep up, and eventually it'll get burnt out. This afternoon here, it's pretty nice out. It's probably nearing 80 degrees, I bet. I'd like to do some spraying. I didn't realize how breezy it was. I mean, it's not bad. I'll have to wait and see here, but still gotta get the sprayer third on the four-wheeler here and see what it's like here. I'll decide if I want to mix up a batch of spray, do some spraying here, get ahead of the weeds. It's one of those things that kind of always gets neglected. Usually busy doing other things than that, and then they kind of get out of hand. So if I can get started on them early and get ahead of them before they start growing, that should really take care of them. Now I'll probably have to get back through sometime this summer and do some more spraying, but I'd like to at least spray around the barn here, along the fences and stuff here for now. It's too nice of a day to not do something like that. I gotta eventually here go get the corn planter ready. Gotta get that 125 cleaned up and serviced. The 2294 is already done. It's taken care of, and then the 2290 is getting overhauled, so hopefully we have it back here soon. But there's plenty to do. Don't really have to look too hard to find stuff to do. I decided I'm gonna spray. There's a little bit of a breeze going, but it's nothing too crazy. I got my 2,4-D and my Racer Max in here. Just gonna add some water. Got some spraying done. It is a little breezy. Not too big of a deal, but I don't usually like to spray when it's windy. We put new railroad ties in there at the flower beds near the house. We have this pile of the old ties that they tore out. It's now the next day here. I got those ties loaded up in the dump trailer along with some other junk wood that was laying around here. We'll have to take that up to the heifer farm and unload it at the burning pile. But we got a new set of pallet forks here this past week for the skid loader. They're Titan. I'm not sure how long they are, but they're pretty heavy forks. Pretty thick too. Really nice. Forks compared to what we have. We still have them here. They actually got bent up. The one weld broke down here at the attachment plate, and this piece here on the bottom got bowed, so when it's on the skid loader, on the fork sticks straight up in the air. All right for moving bales, but as far as picking pallets up or anything like that, you can't pick pallets up with them anymore. I think we're gonna try to get them bent back here eventually, but they were homemade forks that were welded up a long time ago. They've been around here for years now. They've those old ones have been abused and used for stuff that they shouldn't have been used for. It's kind of the reason why they got bent up, but you'll have that, so we'll definitely not be using the new forks for stuff like that. We'll have to use the old ones for some stuff, but I think the new ones are going to work good for us. It's always handy to have a good set of pallet forks around, especially for unloading skids and stuff like that. You get seed corn or pallets of lime, anything like that. You gotta have good straight forks to go in to pick the pallets up. If not, you'll be busting things up or tearing bags or whatnot. It's another nice day again, so we're gonna let the cows out again this afternoon. We've been letting them out lately. They enjoy it. Does them good to get off the concrete. When they're outside, they're not in here eating at the bunk, so usually they drop in milk, but it's worth it to get them out on pasture and off the concrete, because it's so hard on their feet and their joints all the time, being on the hard surface like that. Out there they can graze around a little bit and got plenty of room to exercise, and they're on soft ground, so it definitely does them good. You can see they're happy to get out. They're not wasting any time to get out of the barn here. Yesterday, Dad got the water pump put on this 642 Bobcat here. Brought it back in the barn, put it on the scraper. Used it this morning. Seems to be working all right. Doesn't seem to be overheating, so I think got that one there fixed. We want to get old reliable out of the barn here, get it out of the road. We'll take it back up and put it in the shed. Need to clean this water trough out. This one here gets so dirty so quickly because it's at the end of the bunk, so a lot of times when the cows are eating, they'll come over to this one. And then that bulk tank that's up there, the cows use it when they come out of the milking parlor, so usually it's full of pellets, not necessarily TMR like this one here. This one here is pretty bad. Scraping is done. Get this water trough cleaned out. Swing the gates down, that way when the cows come back in, they'll be ready to go in the parlor to milk. I gotta run the rest of the feed in that's in the mixer and then mix another batch. that's gonna wrap this video up. I want to thank you guys a lot for watching. I know it's probably wasn't anything too interesting, just some odd jobs working on the skid loader and whatnot, but I promise there's gonna be more videos to come here this spring when we get in the fields and start planting. I'll be sure to be carrying my camera around with me trying to film what I can. Actually gonna take the tractor down right now and hook up to the disc bind, start going over some equipment here. It's right around the corner. This nice weather is really making me itch, but it's still early yet, so fields they're still wet. It might be nice out, it might look dry, but the fields are still wet. There's actually people around here starting to plant, but you know, you always got the ones that want to be first. We usually never get too crazy until it warms up, because you put the seed in the ground, it's if it's not warm enough, it's just gonna lay there until it gets warm enough to grow and pop up through. But that's all right. We still have plenty of stuff to get ready before we can hit the fields anyhow. I want to get that disc bind going over. I'll check all the modules, make sure they all have oil in them, grease it, new knives. Got a tractor that needs serviced. Corn planter needs going over. Baler, imagine, probably needs some work. I know the hay tedder needs a cylinder rebuilt on it. Everywhere you look, there's some stuff that needs to be done, so might as well start at it and tackle these few jobs here before things really get serious. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take her easy and have a good one.